So if I go to my vertex mode, for example, I'm able to use the same transform tools of move, rotate, and scale. And what you'll actually notice here is that the orientation of this gizmo kind of shifts and changes. And this is something that's really important. If we go to our tool settings here, we'll be able to change what kind of axis orientation our gizmo for our translation, rotation, and scale will be in. So for example, right now we have this axis orientation set to the world space, which will probably be helpful when we're initially performing operations on this model. But let's go to object mode for a second, and let me just rotate this model. And go back to my vertex mode here and select this vertice and try to translate it. Right now it's in the world space, but if I want to pull that vertice perpendicular or parallel to this edge that it's connected to, well, I'd have to really approximate that by using this axis orientation. What would be better then is to choose object orientation, and now it changes that axis orientation of our gizmo. And so that I'm able to actually manipulate this particular vertice along the edge that it already has created between these two vertices. Or component mode, which will give me a kind of which will change again that axis orientation. So when you're going to model something, just know that under the tool settings here, and to get to tool settings, we just double click on any of the tools. By default, those tool settings are not embedded into the general workspace layout. You'll have to embed it yourself. So I would double click on tool and drop that tool settings next to the outliner here. Okay, and so now you're able to change that axis orientation.